Alright, there we go. Are we live?
Are we? Or? Oh, we are. Oh, we are.
Sick.
Oh, we are.
Sick.
Oh, we are.
I'm gonna do that before it deafens anyone. And I'm sure no one's gonna watch this until I make like a video. But, yeah. Know that. Starting at number 1. We're gonna only read one SCP-001. 001 proposal because there's just too many for me to go over in one night. I'm gonna go with SCP-001 When Day Breaks, because that's the one I really like. Or we could do God's Blind Spot or 05-13. We'll do when the breaks.
Why is it making it first person? I'm not doing first person. Okay, maybe we can do 05-13. Where did it go? Okay, there it is. I think this looks like his name is Brad. Anyways, SCP-001, Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-001 is to be confined to a specially modified containment facility that it is to appear similar to other Foundation sites. The main difference between this facility and existing sites is that it's outfitted with living arrangement for the entire Overseer Council. This is to disguise the nature of SCP-001's containment. Additionally, all rooms in the facility are to be equipped with security cameras. It is also to be equipped with 3 fail-safe nuclear warheads, which shall be detonated should SCP-001 breach containment. This site is to be named Site-01. One member of the O5 Council is to partake in a regiment involving monastic drugs. The individual undergoing the regiment, that henceforth referred to as the archivist, is to maintain a journal of all information gathered about SCP-001, as well as any events of note involving SCP-001. At the end of an individual's tenure, the conditions under which land or building are held or occupied. Tenure as archivist. They are to convey a special O5 meeting to assess the state of SCP-001's containment and update this file. Tenures will last at most 4 months at a time. However, our archivist may resign sooner should the monastics regiment. I cannot speak. The monastic regimen's side effects grow too intense. As of writing this, the O5 members with proper tolerance to monastic drugs are to take on the role of archivists. The only O5 members with proper tolerance to monastic drugs to take on the role of archivists are O5-1, O5-8, and O5-12. So the founder. It'd be bad if he did it, wouldn't it? No member of the O5 Council, including SCP-001, is permitted to leave Site-01 without approved
Accompaniment.
From MTF Alpha-1, right hand. Access to this document is to be restricted to non-anomalous members of the O5 Council and safeguarded with a memetic kill agent. Well, I guess we're dead. SCP-001 is the entity known as SCP-05-13. The exact nature of SCP-001 is not yet known. How SCP-001 came to be in the position of SCP-05-13 is still under investigation. Due to the lack of current understanding of SCP-001, it has been deemed necessary to keep 001 unaware of its containment. SCP-001 is known to take on the appearance of a 1.9 meters tall male human of Latin American descent. Whether or not this is SCP-001's true form or disguise is still under investigation. SCP-001 was classified as anomalous following the Caesar incident. While the details of Caesar incident are under investigation by the O5 Council, the following events are understood to be the result of the Caesar incident. Death of all previous O5 Council members except for O5-13, the destruction of the previous Site-01, the loss of all documentation regarding SCP-001 prior to the Caesar incident, had such documentation existed. It is also understood that SCP-001 caused the Caesar incident through manifestation of its anomalous properties. Due to lack of the information about the Caesar event, it is currently believed that one of these properties is anti-memetic in nature. Although this has not yet been confirmed. Okay, no one's watching. Let's make it loud. Okay, no one's watching. Let's make it loud. Okay, no one's watching. Oh, it's loud. Let's make it loud. Okay, no one's watching. Oh, it's loud. Make it loud. Okay, no one's watching. Oh, it's loud. Make it loud. Okay, no one's watching. Anyways. Assigned members: 05-1, 05-8, 05-12. Amalgamation of investigation results: 05-4, 05-7, 05-10. Identification of SCP-001's origin: 05-2, 05-6, 05-9. Investigation of the Caesar incident: 05-3, 05-5, 05-11. Identification of SCP-001's anomalous properties. Alright, conference. Opening remarks by by 05-1. Hello everyone. I'm sure you're all wondering why 13 isn't here today. I'll get to that. But first I want to publicly address something I'm sure you've all noticed by now. After talking to you for the past week or so, I've noticed we've all been inducted onto the council almost at the exact same time. All of us, except 13, that is. In fact, 13 probably conducted your orientation. Yeah, council members nod. 05-2. It's good to know that it wasn't just me. I would have expected the last two to run me through things. Indeed. In fact, I asked 13 about it, but he refused to say much. Of course, he pled ignorance, but I don't believe that, so I messaged the administrator. You got in contact with him? I thought he was entirely off the grid. Either that or just fake. I spoke to the previous one a while back. He mentioned something about a wish list he wanted to send to the administrator. I did a little digging. I sent a letter to the North Pole. Got a response. The administrator's in the North Pole, huh? 05-4. I have a hard time believing that's all it takes. You're right. There's more to it than that. But I'd rather discuss the process another time. But back to his response. As you might guess, the previous 12 05s did not retire at the same time. They were killed. In fact, this building isn't even the original Site-01 that was destroyed. I think you see where this is going. So, we have a dead 05 council, a missing Site-01, and somehow none of this is on our records, and only one suspect. I would like to designate 05-13 as one of our SCP-001 projects. This will be kept a secret from him, but we need to investigate this whole this entire ordeal until we figure out what happened, how it happened, and why 05-13 is the only one left standing. Conference minutes. The following summary is a summary of additional items discussed during the meeting. Creation of current containment procedures, assignment of 05 members to necessary roles, appointment of 05-1 as the inaugural archivist.
Inaugural.
Mark in the beginning. Okay, so you put the first one. Okay. Caesar incident. All right, conference 2. Caesar incident update. Due to the lack of information about Site 01, including its geographical location, there has been difficulty in establishing who, if anyone, survived the incident. A member of personnel who transferred into their current department during the week following the Caesar incident were interviewed. It was believed that these individuals originally worked at Site 01. Unfortunately, all individuals who were identified as survivors had little to no memory of the event. Below is the transcription of one such interview. Contact the current archivist for a copy of all transcripts. Survivor interview transcript. Preface. The following interview was conducted over a secure telephone line. The interviewer used standard voice modulation to deter probability of being properly identified. The interviewee was not informed of the identity of the interviewer. Alright, I'm gonna do creepy voice for this. I'm gonna do voice for this. 05-2. Dr. Henry Pollock. Hello? Hey, I'm scheduled to talk to you. Are you briefly around now? Oh, you're my 3 o'clock. What's up with your voice? Just standard procedure. Okay, wait, no, he's doing those voice. Hello? Hello? I'm scheduled to talk to you around now. Oh, you're my 3 o'clock. What's up with your voice? Just standard procedure for my department. Okay. Okay. Otherwise, I wanted to ask you a few questions about what you remember regarding the events of May 13th of this year. Sorry, not sure I remember all that well. It was a few months back and all. How did it stand out? It was just before the transfer. Oh, right. Yeah. You remember I got transferred? Yeah, containment breach went off at my old site. Really me up real bad, but I don't know many of the details. They're probably classified and all that. You know what site you were working at? Site 5. I didn't ask about the breach. Sorry, I don't think so. Probably had something antimimetic that got to me. Or I'm just blocking it out. That's your time. What was that creepy voice? Sounding voice. All individuals who were identified. I'm scheduled to talk to you around now. Oh, you're my 3 o'clock. What's up with your voice? Just stand up. Okay. Otherwise, I wanted to ask you a few questions. Oh my god, that voice is so. Man, I should probably move my mic back a bit. Origin update. Below is the transcript of the Origin team's status report from the conference, as well as the relevant recovered materials from their investigation, 05-9. But we can't confirm any connection if we don't know who it is, or what it is. Speaking of which, we should probably move on to the update of the anomaly's origin. 05-10 looks to 05-4 and 05-7. 05-7 shakes her head and shivers slightly. Huh? Why is she shivering? Is it cold? Why is that what cold? Also, how does 05-13 not hear this? And you'd think he'd just be walking by and he's opening the door like, "Hey, pals, what you doing?" You handled most of the information yourself, 10. In such case, I shall present investigation started where most would. To the beginning, we examined the database for documents detailing 05-13's induction into the council. Alright. How's this sound? How's this sound? That's good. That's good. That's good. I assume they got wiped. Fascinating and left. No. The 05 personal dossier, which is woeful out of date, might I add, 10. Still contains section 405-13. I could not discern if it had been tampered with, since the edit history had been erased. So there's a 99% chance it's inaccurate instead of 100%. Or 13 wanted to hide something about the other 05 members. However, if we assume that this is accurate, the dossier implies that the previous council understood that 13 is indeed an anomaly. 05-13's personal dossier. Physical description: male, Latin American descendant, late 50s, no unusual appearance. Induction vote: 12 in favor, 0 against. Purpose on council: Council 05-13's special connection to the anomalous gives him a perspective no other council member could even begin to fathom. While normal confirmation meetings require 11 members for quorum, no meeting is allowed to proceed without 05-13's attendance. Well, that means that the current 05s are breaking the rules. Observe anomalous property measurements. Appearance, in-person observation. Observe property appearance, in-person observation. Consistently appeared as a humanoid as described above. Yes. Temperature, IR security cameras, 37.3 degrees Celsius. How much is that? (99.14 degrees Fahrenheit). That's normal. Yes. Skeletal structure, X-ray security cameras resemble Homo sapiens. Yes. Corporality, in-person observation, exhibited corporeal properties when in contact with both inanimate and animate objects. Inducted emotional states. In-person observation and self-reporting. Mild dread and curiosity. Is scared. All 5-1 state. All 5-1. 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 Oh! All 5-1. Oh! Well, wait. Alright, anyways. 05-1 recorded an archivist journal and discussed with 05 Council his interaction with the previous 05-1 below is an excerpt from conference transcript. 05-11. We can't make any assumptions about the previous council. We don't know what they did and did not understand about 13. Hell, every message I got from them was sent through an intermediary, even the emails. Actually, I believe one has spoken to some of the previous council in person. All members turned to 05-1. This is true. However, I only speak with the previous 05-1 once. What about? It was after my promotion to site director. The initial briefing was delivered by the previous director, but, well, he was killed during a containment breach, which was the reason for my promotion. 05-1 elected to brief me instead. So, you discussed mostly Site 23 specific details? Mostly. He asked me at the beginning something peculiar, though. He said, "What hole are you escaping from that makes this hell escape of a job worth taking?" I asked him to clarify. He responded, "I guess we're all up differently then. I guess we're all differently. I'm up from the neck down. You're just in the head." This is the most edgy take on the 05 Council. They're swearing so much. What? Why are they swearing so much? Isn't 05-1 like the founder? I feel like he'd be much more chill. Instead, he's just like what? I don't think he swears this much. He went on about modifications that had been made to his body to increase longevity. After that, we talked about philosophies, I think, regarding how containment of anomalies should be handled. Which circled back to briefing me on Site 23. So he didn't say anything about 13 then. He did not. But I didn't sense any sort of unease when he spoke of his fellow council members. But then again, this might have been before the current 13's appointment. It was 9 years ago. Conference minutes. The following summary is of the items discussed during the meeting, not covered above. Discussion of modifications for stringent monitoring. This was later vetoed by the ethics community for privacy concerns. The ethics committee are there for a good purpose, but dang, they're annoying. They have more power than the 05 sometimes. That's what it seems like, at least. Decision for next steps for each subgroup. Caesar Incident Team. Locate previous Site 01. SCP-001 origin items. Investigate possibility of ties with groups of interest. GOIs? Serpent Hand. He's probably Serpent's Hand. New methods of analyzing SCP-001. Appointment of 05-8 as archivist. Notice from 05-8. Conference 3 was cut short after an intense exchange led to people leaving the meeting. For us to lose quorum, we archived all material of the material covered up to that point, as well as the efforts to maintain de-escalation and tension between members. However, this also means that information herein was not properly vetted by the entire council before being uploaded. We erred on the conservative side. If you need to see the full proceedings, please contact the current archivist. I did a weird radio voice. I'm gonna check how that sounded. He was killed during a containment breach, which was the reason for my promotion. Serpent Hand. He's probably Serpent's Hand. But to that point, as well as the efforts to maintain de-escalation and tension between members. However, this only sounded. He was killed during a containment breach. Containment breach. Oh no, I forgot to mute it. Containment breach. Oh no, I forgot to mute it. Alright, anyways. I'm visiting Greenland. Caesar incident update. Investigation of previous Site 01 report. The geographical location of the previous Site 01, henceforth referred to as Site 01-P for the purposes of this report, is not recorded anywhere within the Foundation database. Therefore, we expanded our search to see if any explained phenomenon occurred on May 13th that may have originated from the Caesar incident. While major oddities that occurred that day could be attributed to a known anomaly, one incident could not be explained. An earthquake 6.6 on the Richter scale originated from uninhabited island off the coast of Greenland. Greenland is known to have glacial earthquakes, but those genuinely register around 5.5 on the Richter scale and occur more often in the summer. An aerial inspection of the island was revealed that this was in fact the location of Site 01-P. Aerial photographs of the area surrounding Site 01-P shown that it had been completely decimated. Almost none of the original structure was intact. Additionally, measurements taken by the same aircraft that discovered the area emitted radiation at similar levels of nuclear fallout sites. Between this and the site of the explosion, as indicated by Richter, Richter scale measurements, it appears Site 01-P detonated its on-site nuclear warhead to support of the Caesar incident. Knew it. A team of 4 agents selected to explore wreckage of Site 01-P. This team was equipped with hazmat suits, scramble gear. That's for 9-6, but okay. And a number of measurement devices. Unfortunately, the team could not reach the site. After they landed on the island, the team was approached by Global Occult Coalition representatives demanding that they vacate the premises. The Global Occult Coalition had set up a hidden outpost on the island that did not appear in earlier photographs. Further investigation revealed that the only O5 member who was previously contacted about the Global Occult Coalition taking control of the area was surrounding O5 Site 01-P was O5-13. This has not been brought to O5-3's attention for fear of raising suspicion of our investigation. The Global Occult Coalition? The Global Occult Coalition do sometimes work with supernatural things. Further investigation. Origin update. The Origins investigation team attempted to retrieve information pertaining to SCP-001-001 from groups of interest since Foundation databases have been tampered with. Below is a summary of their results. Global Occult Coalition described O5-13 as a short woman of Asian descent made known of ornate walking stick. What? Consistent with O5 information security policy. Monocharitable Foundation described O5-13 as an unremarkable male of Latin American descent. That's more like what the Foundation thinks. I know all the GOIs here except for this one. I might have to look into this one in a future live stream. Marshall Carter and Dark Ltd. described O5-13 as an unremarkable male of Latin American descent, has a lead on how to find additional information, possesses general information regarding O5 council members. Okay, so the Foundation and the Monocharitable Foundation all share the same thing. The UIU described O5-13 as a short woman of Asian descent, made note of an ornate walking stick. So the UIU and the Global Occult Coalition have similar things. Interesting. Premature adjourning. During the review of the Origin team's investigations, the following exchange took place. It is recorded here for posterity. I think that's the word. Excuse me, I believe some clarification regarding the exchange with Marshall Carter and Dark is necessary. How so? It mentions here that you performed an exchange. It is important for the records and for our general information security that we know exactly what the information exchange was. Yes, that does make sense. I'm sorry I did not write that section of the report. If my memory serves me well, 7 was responsible for the Marshall Carter and Dark Renaissance? Well, 7, could you elaborate? 05-7 looks at 05-1 and swallows. You know, the rules are pretty tight on this. Why'd you give them anything in the first place? 11 makes a good point. Don't we have our own spies working for some of the transport routes? 05-7 dodds and then begins looking through belongings. Could you at least tell us what kind of information you gave them? 05-7 pauses, thinks for herself, and then motions the entire council. 05-11. Wait, you gave them information about us? 05-7 shakes your head, pauses, and then nods her head yes. She holds up one finger and then goes back to looking through her files. But no, I don't believe this. We can't let people know about us, no matter the situation. Imagine if word got out that the old council had been killed. I bet cults across the planet would have a heyday. I doubt that she said anything actually important. Oh, really? I've only dealt with the merchants once or twice, but they know how to appraise anything, especially information. 05-7 holds up an index finger and then continues looking through her files. 05-11. Are you going to ignore the issue then? You just going to hang us out to dry? 11. You need to calm down. We're all waiting for you. Under his breath. Dumb. Why? Out of all of the 05 members, why would you make them all so freaking childish? I mean, in the lore, in the lore, there is a literal 05 member that is a child. I think 05-3 in a different universe. But this is just beyond me. Why are they so edgy? They're like calling other members dumb. What's wrong with you? 05-7 looks up at 05-11, then puts her files away, and she gathers her things and leaves the room. Can't take being called out, I see. 11, I will need to speak to you following this meeting. You can talk to me now. I'll be in my office. 05-11 leaves the room. 8, I'd like to go after 7 and make sure she didn't actually do something stupid. That's fine. I believe that would drop us below quorum. But I believe this meeting has fallen apart anyways. 1, 12, and I will make the next update ourselves. This SCP-001 conference is dismissed. Update regarding information security concern. Following the official ending of the meeting, 05-7 distributed the summary of all information exchanged with Marshall Carter and Dark. The information was pulled from the out-of-date 05 dossier. The current explanation as to why it was accepted by the group of interest is that it would have confirmed any information they had gathered previously. The 05 Council, as part of the exchange, we have received a tip as to where the information on SCP-001, which is the Origins team, will investigate for the next conference. 05-7 later clarified in a written statement that she had left the meeting simply to retrieve a file detailing this information. It was not on her person. 05-7 insisted that she does not need interpreter due to information security concerns. A discussion was secluded between her and 05-1 to reduce communication errors at a later date. 05-11 issued a formal apology. I hope that this will be the cessation of any internal conflicts. We are working together and therefore require that a trusting relationship has been established between all members. As Abraham Lincoln once said, a house divided against itself cannot stand. Conference minutes. The following is a summary of the items discussed during/after the meeting. Not covered above. Decision for the next steps in the subgroup. Caesar incident team reinvestigate into possible survivors. SCP-001 and Origin team follow up on the lead from Marshall, Carter, and Dark. Anomalous properties team consider additional tests to perform on SCP-001. Appointment of 05-12 as archivist. Alright, this is the last one until we have to put in our security credentials. Parental controls? I don't know. 05-12. 2, why doesn't your team start us off? Alright, sure. We did make some nice progress. Always good to start a meeting on a high note. You all remember those 4 survivors we talked about last meeting, right? We got back in touch with them and did a more thorough interview. More intense techniques, lie detector tests, heart rate monitoring, the whole shebang. Do you have transcripts? I do, but spoiler alert, they're not very different from the first round. So we're convinced that so now we're convinced they genuinely don't remember. How far does 13's an anti-memetic side reach? Slow down there. We're not quite done yet. You see, as part of our second round of interviews, we also did physical examination and some tests to see what was with their heads, and we found a little scar on the right side of their necks, right where we inject amnestics. Those are things that make you forget stuff, in case you didn't know. I mean, while I understand that you're implying we tend to administer anesthetics and amnestics fairly liberally. Last meeting was essentially just a prolonged reminder of how much we value InfoSec. True, but we keep good records of who we use that stuff, how much we are using it, if we're using pills or the syringe, etc. However, when I went to look up if any of our survivors had ever taken any injectable anesthetics, all my results came back negative. I also took liberty of checking out Red Right Hand. The entire squad's got injection scars, and we rarely wipe those guys. Whatever happened, I think we covered it up ourselves. When you say ourselves, do you mean? No, I just mean the Foundation. If we were actually involved, then everyone here would have those scars, but 6, 9, and I definitely don't have them, so that leads me to believe they didn't drug us. It'd be an all or nothing deal. Good. Sounds like 8 needs us to talk with our amnestics department. Wait, sorry. I'm trying to keep all details in order. You said they were injected? Yeah. See, that's what I don't get. We used injections like 10 years ago. We moved on to pills since then, since you can miss a vein. Also, I checked our amnestics supply right after the Caesar event, and we didn't see any variation of our normal usage. Maybe the records are off. We found whatever 13 did. He's good at covering up his tracks. I don't think that's it, because you know who still does use the injectable anesthetics? The Global Occult Coalition. I see. We'll have to schedule another meeting with our good friends at the United Nations as well. Origin update. Member of MTF Alpha 1 was chosen to follow up on the lead. SCP 05-7 had bartered with for Marshall Carter and Dark. SCP-001 Origin interview in transcript. The following interview was conducted in person by a member of MTF Alpha 1 in place of an 05 council member. Agent Tennyson, MTF Alpha 1, Red Right Hand. Unknown. Afternoon indeed. God, the weather is atrocious. Oh wait, no. MC and D is mostly British, so I'm gonna do a British accent. Agent Tennyson, Alpha 1, Red Right Hand. Unknown. Afternoon indeed. God, the weather is atrocious today. Oh, overcast, no rain. I was told you knew something about a man in a mask. In a mask? No, he didn't wear a mask, but I know who you're referring to. I met with him back in May. What did you two talk about? Nothing much, surprisingly. I just wanted to meet the man. He was told I had information too. Funny how much that motivates people. So you have nothing for us? I wouldn't say nothing. Like, I could tell you how I saw him on the 13th of that month. Anything else? I could tell you he came alone, but didn't leave alone. What do you mean? A bunch of guys came by. You, I think. They came and picked him up. Surprised the hell out of both of us. Though I'm even more surprised I was able to get out of there. What did he look like? Hispanic guy? Mid-60s. Nothing of note, really.
I see. Anything else? Yeah, of course there is, but just one more thing. It wasn't originally my idea to meet up with him. Nah, it got passed along to me through one of my contracts. Contracts? What contracts? Nope, that's all you get. But I at least need a name from you. A name? Oh, you've learned by now. That name sounds just something people hand out with. Besides, I'm nobody of note. Anomalous Properties Measurement. Below is a transcript of the Anomalous Properties Investigations Team presentation. During the conference, the results are summarized within the transcript. However, access to a more detailed report is available upon request. Did I accidentally turn you off? No, I didn't. Okay, good. Conference transcript. Okay, so everyone here has the recordings of our measurements, although I can tell you they're not practically insightful, particularly insightful. Do you have too many leads to choose from? Quite the opposite, actually. We have nothing abnormal with regard to radiation, Humes, radio frequencies. 13 is impressively normal. Are you sure there's nothing going about this wrong? I mean, I know you've kind of quantified some of our anomalies in the past, but as a general rule, they're not supposed to follow the rules, right? That is what I was beginning to suspect. Although it is troubling that he can just hide from us entirely. Or there's another option. We're not barking up the wrong tree, but we're in the entirely wrong forest. You saying he's not even the anomalous in the first place? It's either that or we're dealing with a god, and a god who knows the Foundation even better than we do. Better than even we do. Let's continue to discuss non-anomalous options, since it appears that there would be little we could do about the other case. So he's probably inside man for the insurgency, or Servant's Hand. No, not the Hand. They don't operate like this. Maybe he's a filthus fanatic. That too. Or maybe he's with someone else. We've seen quite a bit of global occult coalition united and unusual incidents units. Okay, but the UIU isn't really against the Foundation. They fund the UIU, actually. They fund the FBI, the UIU, so that the FBI keeps them yeah. How long have we been streaming? 42, 56. Cool. Where were we? My apologies, but I do find it difficult to believe a single insurgent would be able to detonate the on-site nuclear warhead halfway across the globe if we believe our previous information. I'm not sure we can though. It sounds like he spoke to our regular body double. Maybe his anomalous property is that he can create body doubles? What are we supposed to do with that? Excuse me, but I would like to return to the earlier line of discussion about 13 being unable to perform the assassination due to possibly meeting with our point of our contract. Because I'm beginning to believe that he actually did meet with 13. So you believe that he was able to blow Site O-01 sky high from halfway across the globe? I mean, if we're going with the God theory, I could see it. No, I'm saying he had help, or at least more than one inside man helping him. Remember how our request to install additional security cameras was denied by the ethics committee? Did you finally talk to them? I did. I met with Dr. Huang to demand an explanation. He refused. He told me it was above my security clearance. You're above your security clearance? You're on the council. There simply aren't things outside of your jurisdiction. You run the ethics community, for God's sakes. That's not quite accurate. I'm not in charge of the ethics community. I'm simply the O5 ambassador to it. They needed to be a separate entity to eliminate bias in various cases. So you believe that 13 is in league with the ethics committee, or the administrator if it's set above your security clearance, or both. Whoever it is, they're trying to trying very hard to stop us from seeing him in private. Yeah, but if we're wrong and our God theory is correct, he'll blow our sky high like the last council. I believe that we need to adjourn him here, so we've had enough time to prepare for our next full council meeting. Sorry about that. I believe that we need to adjourn here to avoid suspicion. Although we do need to expand our research further, I will consider speaking to 13 before the next conference, but I will only do so if I believe it will not result in a second Caesar incident. Are there any objections to this? The council is silent. Then I believe this conference is dismissed. Okay, I have to enter my security credentials. Got my key card right here. Alright, take this. Where did I get 05-13's key card from? Hello, 13. Oh wait, no, I'm gonna do the radio voice. From the administrator. Hello, 13. I'm sure you've been keeping tabs on your fellow council progress. They're growing smarter. They're growing closer than either of us wanted, but I'm not surprised when you get enough smart people together. They tend to surpass your expectations. You're obviously hoping this isn't going to end soon. I'm sorry you've gone through this. It obviously wasn't our plan for you when you got inducted into the council. But if you could keep up our gambit a little longer, I would be appreciative. I'm unconvinced your cohorts are ready to know what happened to their predecessors. I don't even want to ask. Alfine and Johnson to help clean up another May 13th. I don't even want the thought of pulling a Caesar event in their heads. The Global Occult Coalition United in the EUI and the Unusual Incidents Unit already have enough dangling over my head as is. But if they do approach you and confront you about the situation, I'd rather you have a direct answer. Also, transcripts tend to be more convincing than recall. I've attached here the transcript from the 05 meeting before the Caesar incident. It's part of the last-minute backup that Cyto 1 performed as part of Stage 3 containment bridge protocols. If anyone asks where those backups are stored, you could tell them the same thing I told you. It's beyond their clearance. The administrator. Interesting. I want to hear how that's ended this time. Council progress. Hear how that's ended this time. Alright. O5-1 is present in the O5 Council conference room. He is working at a laptop in front of him, besides which sits a cup of coffee. Access granted. You have 5 minutes to complete an action before the session automatically shuts down. O5-1 to himself. Unmutable for reminders. Bro, they're so edgy! 2 minutes pass before the remaining council members, except for O5-13, enter the room. O5-1 is already present, and O5-13 is missing. You're all here. Great. Wouldn't want one of you to be off-site for this. What's this about? I know you've been going through a phase lately, but emergency meetings demand a real emergency. Oh, it's an emergency, all right. Then spit it out. We have a reach? New XK level threat? No, it's more of something other two's jurisdiction. We have internal affairs issues. O5-1 motions to his coffee. O5-1. One of you thought I would actually drink this. Somebody didn't give you enough sugar. No, too much. What is this word? I don't drink coffee. I don't know what this word means. Poisoning? Oh, they're trying to poison him. You have 3 minutes to complete an action before the session automatically shuts down. Do you want to finish with that? That pain in the can be patient. Wait. You think one of us tried to kill you with your coffee? Oh, don't act like that's below you or some bull. I know you've all been out to bury my. Calm down. I know we've had our differences, but what? It's not like this is the first time one of you have tried to me over. I know you guys once tried to infiltrate one of my transports. Infiltrate? He was assigned to fill in for. No, it's no use. 5. The man can't think straight anymore. Oh really? Really? Oh really? Who's the one here with his head so far up Marshall's he can taste the caviar? You're accusing me of selling out? No, I'm accusing you of selling out or being. I'm accusing you all of selling out or being out for yourself or some. You've all gone soft. It used to be, if it don't make sense, throw it in a cage. Now it's, let's measure it, look into it, figure out what we know, then make sure it doesn't bother anyone. That's not containment. That's sitting idly and hoping the public doesn't find it. My God, we've started outsourcing to pet shelters. You know, if this is a problem, we can just calm down and rethink our stances on a few things. That won't change. Half of you are under someone's thumb, and the other half of you are so up you need a cell of your own, says the man who suggested we drink from the fountain of youth. Well, 7, you're right. I'm about as far from baseline as the rest of you. Like God, anomalies are essentially running this organization. 10's figured out how to do magic from the library. I need a whole cocktail of drugs just to remember 8 exists. You have 2 minutes to complete the action before session automatically shuts down. Shut up, God. We're getting off topic. You said someone poisoned you. What about 13? He's not even here. That's because I sent him to talk to nobody. Why? Because he's the only one I trust. Oh, by the way, nobody is a GOI, which is like the Global Occult Coalition, whatever. He's the only one I don't need to have this chat with. He's the only normal person in this whole council. We plucked him off the streets and just started asking him, do you think this is weird? I'm not worried about someone whose movements we've been able to monitor since he came out of the uterus. I don't know what you all did before you showed up here. For all I know, you're just eldritch abominations waiting for the chance to kill me dead. 1, slow down. You have 1 minute to complete an action before the session automatically shuts down. And you know what? I've always been pretty liberal with containing anomalies. Now we have 12 of them on the council. 1. What? Your session. Just finish it already. It's distracting as all hell. You know, you're right. I should just finish it already. There's not much more for me to do. Aside from containing you, the human aberrations you are, aside from containing you, like the human aberrations you are. Emergency Stage 3, containment breach protocol activated. Nuclear warhead will detonate in 5. Okay, so that's how Site 1 blew up. Footnotes. Excluding restrooms and personal quarters by order of the Ethics Committee. Site-5 does not exist. As opposed to distinct individuals reporting different observations, observing the entity, members of the committee were not informed of SCP-001. Pat. Alright, that's 1 SCP done. I actually really liked reading that. Alright, the living room. SCP-002, Object Class Euclid. Special containment procedures. SCP-002 is to remain connected to suitable power supply at all times to keep it in what appears to be a recharging mode. In case of electrical outage, the emergency barrier between the object and the facility is to be closed and the immediate area evacuated. Once facility powder is established, alternating bursting of X-ray and ultraviolet must strobe the area until SCP-002 is reaffixed to the power supply and returned to recharging mode. Containment area is to be kept negative air pressure at all times. Teams, including a minimum of 2 members, are required within 20 meters of SCP-002 or its containment area. Personnel should maintain physical contact with one another at all times to confirm there is another person present, as percepted may be dulled, skewed, or influenced by proximity to the object. No personnel below level 3 are permitted within SCP-002. This requirement may be waived via written authorization from 2 off-site level 4 administrators. Command staff issued such a waiver must be escorted by at least 5 level 3 security personnel for the duration of their contact, and must temporarily surrender their rank and security clearance following contact. Command staff will be escorted at least 5 kilometers from SCP-002 to undergo a 72-hour quarantine and psychological evaluation. If deemed fit to return to duty by psych staff, rank and security clearance may be restored when quarantine expires. SCP-002 resembles a tumorous, fleshy growth with a volume of roughly 60 meters or 2,000 feet. An iron valve hatch on one side leads to its interior, which appears to be a standard low rent apartment of modest size. One wall of the room possesses a single window, though no such opening is visible from the exterior. The room contains various furniture, which upon close examination appears to be sculpted bone, woven hair, and various biological substances produced by the human body. All matter tested thus far shows independent from or fragmented DNA sequences for each object in the room. Refer to the Mulhazant report, cross-ref document 00.023.603 for details related to object's discovery. What? He was here! Okay, we have to go back there. Containment area is to be kept negative. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll have to review sometime later. That was sick. Pin message. Yay, we had a viewer. Yay. To date, subject has been responsible for the disappearances of 7 personnel. It has also, in its time at the facility, further furnished itself with 2 lamps, a throw rug, a television, a radio, a beanbag chair, 3 books in an unknown language, 4 children's toys, and a small potted plant. Tests with variety of lab animals, including higher primates, have failed to provoke a response in SCP-002's cadavers as well failed to produce any effect. Whatever process the substance uses to convert organic matter into furnishings is apparently only facilitated by the introduction of living humans. The following is a brief report detailing the discovery as SCP-002. Subject was discovered in a small crater in northern Portugal where it was struck at the Earth from orbit. Encased in a small in a shell of a thick rock. The fleshy exterior of the object was exposed by the impact. A native farmer happened upon the site and reported its findings to the village elders. Subject gained SCP attention when a level 4 agent posted in the area detected a small radioactive anomaly generated by the object. A collection squad of SCP security personnel led by General Mulhausen was immediately dispatched to the area, where they quickly secured the object in a large container and performed initial testing with subjects recruited from the nearby neighborhood. 3 men individually sent into this structure subsequently disappeared. Upon discovering this deadly property of the subject, General Mulhausen issued a Level 4A termination order of any witnesses. Roughly 1/3 of the village to ensure any outside of knowledge of the object, and initiated its transport to SCP facility data expunged. During preparation for the transport, 4 SCP security personnel weren't explicitly drawn to the inside of the object, where they had immediately disappeared. As if the object had grown in several new furnishings, and was beginning to look like the interior of an apartment room. General Mulhausen immediately ordered the requisition of several Class 3 hazmat suits. One sec. Alright, I have returned. Several Class 3 hazmat suits for the remaining security team members, who proceeded to lift the container onto a waiting freight ship for transport to the SCP containment facility. Data expunged. Following the termination of General Mulhausen, SCP-02 was resecured by SCP staff and brought into a special containment classified, where it currently resides. Staff with clearance below Level 3 have been denied access to SCP-002 container without prior approval of at least 2 Level 2 staff after the Mulhausen incident. So, he got terminated after something happened here. But it's been data expunged. I think we're gonna end the stream here. I'll stream something like this tomorrow, and see you in the next one.